Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. So after the lighting gets dark, it is a dark, cloudy, rainy day here in Southern California. But long time no see. It's been about a month since I made my last video. And to be honest, this video is going to be a little more of the same of what my last couple videos were about. Um, but overall, I just kind of want to share with you. Um, where I've been this last month and um, share some of my experiences, things I've learned, um, and ultimately to restore my integrity with myself and with y'all. Okay, so um, this last month I completely neglected my responsibilities. I was doing the bare minimum, but I found myself indulging in pleasure as my way to get through the day. And that included smoking weed, that included porn, that included eating Panda Express almost every day. And what I want to let you know is that I'm human and we're all human. And, um, sometimes, we don't make the best decisions and we partake in behaviors that are not the best of us. And um, you know, it's on me to give myself the compassion and understanding that I'm looking for. And I'm aware that this behavior is not an example of the things that I preach, but I do hope that you guys can grant me some grace and understanding, and that just like you, I'm doing my best. And although I have made tons of progress in my journey as it pertains to, limiting this type of behavior, um, just like you all, I am susceptible to not being my best self, and so yeah, I know the last several videos were of me, talking about these things, but I just wanted to come out and be transparent about where I've been. And if anything, what I want people to know is that I was going through some things, man. I deal with stress, I deal with shame and guilt, I deal with confusion, and just like many of you, I seek comfort and safety in various things, video games, TV, whatever, marijuana, whatever. And that's no excuse. It's just what I did. And um, really no magical words about that, or magical or insights. It's just, if anything, what I hope some of you can take away from this is that it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to like forgive yourself, and to let go, to let go of the shame, to let go of and also to grant yourself grace. That's not the same as, like, obviously there are lessons to be learned, right? And there are consequences to be had, and I'm facing them. But nobody's perfect. And so if you're someone who maybe has been living in a way that you're not proud of, consider that you're doing your best and you're just trying to cope. And that's that. Um, in addition to that, I'll kind of transition a little bit. Something I've been trying to figure out is, like, what does responsible marijuana use look like? What does responsible marijuana use look like? And that's not something I've totally mastered. But what I am starting to realize is two things. It's one thing. One is, it's not a sin to use marijuana. It's not a sin to enjoy it or like it, right? But that also doesn't mean like there aren't consequences in the way that you use them, you know. And there's a way of using it where it helps a person. And there's a way of using it where it hurts. And I won't go too deep into it right now, but I know that for many of us that come from the stoner culture, there's this idea that like if you can smoke marijuana, you should, and that marijuana is always provides an enhancement to your day or to your life. Um, and I think at the end of the day, what I'm beginning to do is to just take a look at where I'm at with my life now and what I want with my life now and the way that marijuana affects me, you know? And to be perfectly frank, like, I haven't smoked in the last couple of days and I feel great. I feel great. I feel very happy. I know what it's like to not use marijuana, you know what I mean? To not have marijuana be a part of my day to day. And um it turns out that I actually enjoy that. And it's not about no, marijuana is what makes my life good. It's more like, I've done and I'm speaking just for myself here, guys. So I appreciate those that know how to listen. I'm proud of the work that I had to do in order to get to that place, and so um um, and so yeah, so what I've learned this last round is like there is such a thing as and it sounds silly, right? I've said these things before, but sometimes, and I think you guys can relate, you have to learn lessons over and over again before they finally stick. And I've learned tons of lessons as it pertains to myself, marijuana, life, and all that, but there's more that I'm constantly learning, okay? Um, and so maybe to close off this video, I'll start sharing those now. First of all, before I even get to that, I feel horrible, guys. I feel horrible. I feel horrible for failing as a leader, right? I feel horrible for partaking in behaviors that I have claimed to have a handle on, and I do for the most part, because trust me, like 1 month used to be 3 months, used to be 7 months, used to be a year, right? In terms of like being lost in pleasure binging and weed fiending, but I'm proud that I snap out of it quicker and quicker, right? And I guess, yeah, let me get to the list. So number one, things I learned. One, there is such a thing as overdoing it, and that for me, like when I make it a part of my regimen, when I make it a part of my daily regimen, um things tend to trend downward, not upward. And that's just what I've seen for me, guys. That's just what I've seen for me. And there are tons of people who it's the opposite. Like when I utilize marijuana in a certain way on a daily basis, I trend up. And all that matters is, what allows a person to trend up. And if that involves daily marijuana use, then do that. If it involves staying away from certain habits, then do that. And I think one of the conflicting beliefs I've been piercing through this last month is like, it's an option to smoke weed every day if you want. Like that's an option. And B, for me, like that option doesn't really tend to give me what I'm looking for in terms of my life. And instead of falling under certain beliefs like, marijuana XYZ, I have to take a look at me, my actions, my results, and then go from there. Um, and then I don't have a list on top of my head, but I think something I'm accepting is that not that I'm better off without weed, right? But like um in a lot of ways, I think I used it as a pacifier and like a security blanket, especially when I first started using it back in the day. And to be frank, like that's I tend to go wrong when I use it that way, um, um, as a security blanket and as a pacifier. And the truth of the matter is that I've outgrown the need to use marijuana that way. And although I just did that, The truth is that I have the skills, I have the experience, and the wisdom to, um, know what's best for me, and or at least and what I learned this last round is, it's an option to smoke weed the way that I was smoking it, and there's also consequences to that. And so, um, you know, the goal for me isn't just to one day have a free for all lifestyle where I can just smoke weed willy nilly, because it turns out there's kind of like there's a limit, there's a limit to how much happiness weed could really bring me. Um, and I guess it's just weird, man. It's weird to accept that, um, you know, marijuana and meat don't jive in certain ways. And I guess it's just, and then not only that, cutting even deeper. And this is why I request that you guys grant me grace, because, there's so many things under the surface that drive us to do what we do. Um, and one of the things that I'm piercing through right now is like, uh, I used to feel, back in the day in high school, I didn't feel cool at all, guys. I didn't feel cool. And when I got to college, my way of feeling cool was like smoking weed, not caring, which was the opposite of what I did in high school, which was like really care, right? Really care about my grades, really care about being responsible, um, and not partake in other behaviors at all. And so I think what I'm learning to accept right now is like, first of all, like getting lost in the sauce and indulging on pleasure and not doing anything with my life is not cool. And number two, it's like I need to be better than that. Like I need to be better than just than that. And so it gets so nuanced, right? Because it's not about weed is good, weed is bad. It's not about I should smoke weed, I shouldn't smoke weed. It's, it turns out it's about, because the pain points I felt all throughout this last month was like, wow, I'm really not showing up. I'm really not showing up. And that's what hurt the most, is that I really wasn't showing up. And I think for most of us, that's what really hurts, is that we fall into a cycle of utilizing marijuana a certain way. And I'm not all of us, but I think many of you can relate. We get caught up in utilizing marijuana a certain way, and um, that certain way doesn't lead to us being the best of us, right? And I think that for all of us, what we're looking for is to feel good, be happy, feel fulfilled, and limit the amount of times we feel shitty, and limit the amount of times we feel bad and feel crappy. Um, and ironically, one of our ways of not feeling crappy is to smoke weed, right? Which is why it gets so confusing. But then you smoke the weed and then you feel crappy, and then you feel crappy and then you smoke the weed, and it's like la, 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 right? Um, and so I think I'll keep it there. I'm very, I feel very vulnerable and exposed, but I feel like in order to move forward with this channel and continue making videos once again, I needed to share with you all what I've been through. And maybe, I don't know if this is appropriate, guys, but when you eat Panda Express once a day and fast food once a day and you live a sedentary lifestyle, this is what happens, guys. This is what happens. Okay, and I know that doesn't look as bad as it does on camera, but trust me, I am not where I want to be. Okay, but yeah, whatever criticism you guys have about this video, I accept. And I knew it was coming. Um, but it is my intention that moving forward, I'll once again make videos and do my best to abide by the principles that I share on this channel. And I know that those principles have changed a lot over time. And you know, just like many of your favorite YouTubers, you watch them grow. You know, you watch them grow over time, and they change perspectives and they change as a person. And so I appreciate you all that watch, and I hope that you know I didn't let you guys down too badly. Um, but yeah, I look forward to uploading more consistently once again. I look forward to this next chapter of growth for all of us, myself included. And so, yeah, man. Hope everyone's doing good. Feel free to leave down in the comments below how everyone's doing and how you all are doing. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.